Hello everyone, welcome back to this review series on the Bittersweet Candy Bowl. Today we are going to be taking a look at Chapter 2, Gaming Rivalry. Let's start with the title itself. No doubt the term gaming rivalry is a play on the phrase sibling rivalry, referring to the competition between siblings. This evokes ideas of a close-knit relationship, not necessarily romantic, though clearly there are feelings there, but a close bond in general. It's a Lucy and Mike chapter, which is a good next step for the story. We get a better foundation between their relationship and their characters. The comic begins with Lucy beating Mike in a video game. Mike gets upset, calling the move cheap, and Lucy refutes these claims. Yashi teases the two by telling them to go make out somewhere else, and the two keep bickering. Mike comments about her masculinity, and Blur tells them to go perform coitus, which is, stuff. It is interesting to point out that during this instance, and the comment Yashi made earlier, that Lucy begins blushing. We also get the first instance of Mike being referred to as Flea, a nickname that Yashi has given him. Mike teases her again about being boyish, and we get a backstory for Lucy's ribbon. It's a testament to the details of the characters that something even like a simple pink bow has an important reason for being there. Obviously it helps Lucy stand out, but we see it as far more sentimental value than at first glance. We also get a peek into Lucy's younger childhood, and that she was always as rough and tumble as she is now. She really opens up to Mike about it, but he just turns it into a joke. I also want to point out that Daisy and Lucy's mom look very similar. Same cheekers, same pearl necklace, food for thought. We get a nice callback from earlier, with Blur still being stuck on the ceiling, as Yashi gets stuck up there as well. And I want to take this time now to say I absolutely love the facial expressions of the characters. I briefly mentioned something to this tune in the first review, but they convey so much, and honestly if you removed the dialogue, I bet you'd still be able to follow the story pretty well. The argument gets brought back to the game, and Mike and Lucy go for several rematches. Mike steamrolls Lucy, which only heightens the drama. Even more so when it's now Lucy who is claiming the game is unfair. The difference now being that Mike is prepared and manages to beat Lucy at her own game. But Lucy isn't so easily defeated, and in a complete reversal to her character thus far, she turns on her feminine charm. We once again see Mike referred to as Michael, and once again used in a more formal or romantic sense. When Lucy wants to be serious, she uses that name instead. I know this is only meant as a jape, but in the context of what she is trying to convey, it works. Michael is caught off guard and melts into her, which causes Lucy to snap out of the charade. This is signified by her calling him Mike again. Mike's reaction indicates he may have similar feelings for Lucy. They decide to play another game, and the cycle repeats. Eventually Yashi has had enough and is ready to leave, using Lucy as an impromptu horse, which leads into one last final gag as Mike mentions a horse game he has and how they should name a horse after her. Gaming Rivalry is a short and sweet chapter and the perfect follow-up to Simple Pleasures. Mike and Lucy are given a lot of development, not just about who they are as characters themselves, but their relationship with each other. Framing this in a situation that many can relate to, playing your friends in competitive games, is a brilliant move. I know for me personally, I've had this exact same argument happen with my friends. The comic does have plenty of over-the-top moments, so it's nice to see these more grounded, smaller dives into the characters themselves. We also get to see more of the pets and the roles they will play further down the line, even if they eventually do get tossed to the wayside. They act as sort of a surrogate audience, saying what everyone is thinking. It allows for the comic creators to continue to review and commentate on the events happening, much like Mike's fourth wall break in the Like a Bittersweet Candy Bowl strip. But for now, this brings us to the end of the review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I look forward to reading your comments. And be sure to read the comic yourself. Link for this chapter is in the description.
No time to search the world.